Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a fun show for you today. Meghan has a list of demands. We're going to take a look at that list, have some laughs, and I'm going to tell you what I'm demanding. You're going to enjoy it, and I can't wait to hear your demands. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, and leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my videos, and I sincerely appreciate it. And a huge thank you to everybody who has been hyping my videos. I can't tell you how much it truly is helping me. All right, let's take a look. So this article came out courtesy of Radar Online, and it says Meghan Markle's extreme demands revealed. Diva Duchess insists on 4 hotel floors, 24/7 security being behind bulletproof glass for Invictus Games UK return. So we're going to hit some highlights and lowlights of this article, but I'm sorry, I'm just going to dive on in with my thoughts. Just the title alone, I was like, what in the world? So nobody wants her there. Nobody's invited her there. She's not part of this event, but she's in a position to make demands. How up your own blank do you need to be? Every time I think she can't get more full of herself, things like this come out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, my goodness gracious. Sometimes I can't decide if Harry's worse or if she's worse. And then I see stuff like this. I'm like, might be her. I don't know. But seriously, what are we doing here? Let's read some of the highlights and lowlights of this. And I want to remind you of some of her lowlights from Invictus Games. As she makes demands, she still thinks she's worthy of royal treatment when it comes to a possible return to United Kingdom. RadarOnline.com reveals the former Suits actress. Again, I like to say this, and I feel like it bears mentioning again. But at what point is it crazy that they're still referring to her as the former Suits actress? How long has it been now? What if you were referred to by like your high school job? Former Pizza Hut worker, former, whatever, McDonald's employee. You've had, I just hit my microphone. You've had 10 jobs since then, but they still refer to you as your old job. I'm not saying she's had 10 jobs, but I'm just saying, like, how long has it been? And she's still like former high school cheerleader, former high school quarterback, whatever. Like, at what point does it become pathetic? I don't know. I think we're there. Considering accompanying her husband, Prince Harry, to the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham, England, and her list of demands includes having 4 floors of a hotel set aside for her, as well as security far beyond what most heads of state require. Unbelievable. Again, who does she think she is? That is just so over the top. She wants 4 floors of the Hyatt completely shut down just for her, a source tells Royal Insider. Extra security outside. Staff aren't allowed to look at her, and she's in total control. Like, oh my goodness, who do you think you are? Markle is still on her high horse about demanding to be addressed by her royal title, despite quitting as a working member of the royal family 6 years ago and moving with Harry to California. Anyone who has any interaction with her has to call her by Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. No exceptions, the source says. What if nobody complies? Nobody wants her there anyway. What if they just say, no, piss off? Like, does that mean she doesn't come? Because I think that's probably the way to handle this. But since we're going over demands, I just want to remind you guys of a couple of things. No one asked for her. The veterans and organized have voiced frustration, with some reportedly warning against her involvement because it distracts from the participants. A former British major criticized them for centering themselves, saying the game should be about the athletes, not these, whatever they are, faux royal turned faux celebs. Reports even suggest she's being told to stay away from the games to avoid backlash, implying her presence is not welcome by all. These demands include, of course, extreme security and hotel shutdowns, forcing special treatment. I just want to remind you, of course, of her pattern of disrespectful behavior at the events, such as marching in front of the soldiers. Who could forget that? That was the 2023 Invictus Games at Dusseldorf. Um, it's so shocking. It just makes me laugh every time I say it. Moving a woman's wheelchair without permission during this last Invictus Games in Canada. Other people there commented on saying, yes, that did happen and that it undermines the woman's independence. It's an extension of her body. You don't touch somebody's wheelchair without their consent. Of course, other examples include her patronizing speech in 2023, where she was talking down to the audience, barring media from events to control the narrative and to try to avoid scrutiny. Germans were reportedly incensed by her, again, repeated marching ahead, and overall, her visits have been labeled disasters. Remember, she made the one all about herself where she said, sorry, I was late. I was getting milkshakes, while having the paparazzi film her at, was it Shake Shack, In-N-Out, whatever it was, through the drive-through window. Just unbelievable, making the appearance all about herself, not the servicemen and women. Absolutely ridiculous. But since she's come up with a list of demands, I thought, well, first of all, I came up with more of her demands, and then I thought I'd tell you my demands, and then I really want you to tell me your demands in the comments below. I would assume her demands includes a personal spotlight and microphone at all times, mandatory sympathy ovations rather than standing ovations, total privacy, except for when she wants cameras, which is constantly, a dedicated Meghan moment segment. She wants a 10-minute intermission where the athletes pause so she can walk to the field in slow motion, hair flowing, while a soundtrack empowering ballads plays. She calls it the Duchess Reflects. No one is allowed to outshine Meghan. Good luck with that. Custom throne seating, front row center, elevated, higher than everyone else's chairs. A discreet button to dim the lights and to dim the other speakers' microphones if she feels like they're outshining her. Sympathy script for interactions. No marching protocol exception, meaning she reserves the right to march. Nobody else can. Personal chef and aesthetic tweaks. She's going to fly in her chef for organic, gluten-free meals to match her vibe. Also, repaint the venue walls in beige if the lighting washes her out, and dried flowers, sprinkles everywhere. All right, let's talk my demands, shall we? All right, cool. My demands are, I demand immediate entry into the UK. I love going there. It's one of my favorite places in the whole world. So there should be no queues at immigration. Clear the terminal for my arrival. I want Union Jack carpet rolled out, and I must be greeted with fanfare and trumpets for at least a very enthusiastic welcome to Britain. I want Greg Davis to be my official escort and my bodyguard. What we do is none of your business. Private tea with Catherine, Princess of Wales. I don't demand or order her around, but I hope she shows up so I can pet her hair. I will demand full Highlander time travel immersion. I plan on touching a lot of rocks in Scotland, and I demand to, be transported to, what was his name? Was his name Jamie? I don't know. The hot kilt guy. Whew. I demand that kind of treatment. I demand exclusive castle residency. I plan on having an entire castle booked for just me. No other guests. Well, again, see Greg Davis. No ghosts unless they're polite and they offer tea. A 4-poster bed. Again, none of your business. Tartan blankets. Daily wake-ups by a piper, and moat stocked with geese and swans, of course. I also want a closet states all pubs I visit must rename their best pint to something about me. RHR Jen, look at me, or something about geese for the flock, something like that. These are my demands. Let me know if I've missed any. And now it's time for your demands. What are your demands to go to the UK? Let me know in the comments below. Who's going to be your escort? I'm sorry, Greg is taken. Who's going to be your security guard? And are you going to be rubbing all the Scottish rocks along with me trying to be transported to Highlander? Let me know. Anyway, no, I just had some fun with this list and I was thinking, what would my demands be? I think those are my demands. And if I missed anything, you can definitely let me know. But seriously, who does she think she is? No one's asking for her return. It's the veterans. It's all about the veterans and the organizers and the causes, not some imbeciles, and I'm including both of them in that, and their demands. Unbelievable, right? Of course, they would make it all about themselves. Nothing new there, but ugh. So demands of a glam team, private chef, and more. Markle continues to think very highly of herself regarding her security needs, making unreasonable demands that include 24/7 drivers, a fleet of luxury cars, and a police escort from the airport to the hotel. According to the source, even though she's only Harry's plus one, can we remember that too? She's not even invited to this thing. I guess it'd be considered a plus one. I can't even believe Harry's still included. What happened to talks of like David Beckham taking this over? There were even talks about what if Zara and Mike Tyndall took over it. I mean, they'd be perfect. She's an Olympic horse jumper and he's got this huge passion for rugby. Talk about athletic people that they're usually voted like some of the most down-to-earth royals, and they seem super, charming and fun. And I feel confident in saying there's no way they'd go in there and make it all about themselves. They'd at least support the veterans and understand the sporting events and what it takes to be an athlete. So that's my vote. Let me know who you vote for. Anyway, let's see here. So Harry's plus one for the sporting games devoted to wounded military veterans and members. This isn't just protection, the insider claims. She's asking for fortress, bulletproof glass at the games, armed security everywhere she goes. Even though the event is supposed to focus on wounded warriors, Markle is determined to look glam at all times and have all of her meals whipped up by her own chef. Oh my goodness. The Netflix star isn't that an exaggeration? Would she be a star? I don't know. Wants to bring along an assistant, of course. A full hair and makeup team is pushing for 4 separate rooms for her PR staff alone. Does she have PR staff? Because we keep seeing her make PR missteps. I don't think she's listening to anybody. Nothing will be left for chance, the source said about Meghan's demands for VIP treatment at her husband's event. Again, I don't even understand why Harry's still involved, but fine. Can you imagine going to your spouse or significant other's event and they're being honored at work and you're like, okay, here's my list of demands for this. I demand that you roll out the red carpet for me, that I get to speak at his or her event. I'm the focus. I get hair and makeup. It's just so unbelievable and unreasonable. It really is. Markle hasn't been back in the UK since September 2022. Well, that's almost true. They're talking about the Well Child Awards and all that. But remember, she's a big old coward. She flew through there on her way to Nigeria and did not leave the airport. I will not stop talking about that or reminding you all about that because she's a big old coward. And that's pretty darn funny if you ask me. She's making demands to a place where she's too afraid to go because of all the big fat lies she told and all the horrible ways she talked about you all. And yet you guys are the lucky ones though, because you haven't had her back. What does America got to do to have that happen as well? My goodness gracious. She will not step foot in Britain without full protection. Oh, well, threaten them with a good time. You guys are on the right track. Don't do it. We don't give in to terrorists, remember. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. This is just getting dumber. But let me know your thoughts. What are your demands? Let me know that. What do you think of my demands? What do you think of Harkle's demands? Let me know all of that in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to read your thoughts on all this. This one was just funny to me. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this as they continue to do crazy things. You know, I'm going to talk about it. I hope you all had the best day. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. It's definitely going around right now. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, how are you guys? I have a different look today and it looks black, but it's not. It's like this deep green. It's almost like a blue green. It's different than the dress. It looks like a similar cut, but it's like a blue green. I really like it. And I think it's fun. And I did my hair a little different today. So let me know what you think in the comments. But thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. List of demands. I don't know. If you're still watching, let me know. I come up with a crazy demand. Let's see it. The crazier, the better. What are you demanding? I demand that all pizza have all of its calories erased so I can eat as much pizza as I want and not gain any weight. What are your demands? Let me know in the comments below. This is going to be fun. All right. That's going to do it for me. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Take care. Bye-bye. I keep saying take care. All right. Stay healthy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Demands. I demand that those two shut the blank up. That's what I demand.